So I've been watching some YouTube looking at scientific development in various fields over the years and philosophy and certain ideas. And this is saying how information helps understand the fabric of reality, for example. And there are different ideas explored, but the thing that strikes me is how it was men who made these advances and these inventions, who developed these ideas, and it is very nearly exclusively men. And I was wondering about this, and one thing I was wondering is why attention wasn't drawn to this, because it is fairly obvious that looking back in history and examining the invention of ideas and progress and development, it's always famous men who come to mind and who did the work. So all kinds of people, Einstein and Newton, Galileo, Descartes or Descartes. But the point is that men overwhelmingly made our society function and developed ideas and created sciences and advanced science. It's definitely the case that it was men who made these things happen and who have brought society to where it is today. So I was thinking about this, and in some ways it doesn't make sense, and in some ways it does make sense. I think that men and women are not so different that there's some kind of easy biological explanation for why men achieve so much more in science. Have always done and still do today. It seems to me that it's not biology. In other words, it's not simply the case that a man is structured differently and is therefore more capable of advancing ideas and creating sciences and developing technologies, etc. I don't think it's simply a case of biology. I think a man and a woman are capable of making the same logical leaps. They're capable of the same philosophical advance. They're capable of the same thinking. I think the biology is similar enough that their capabilities are probably similar as well. So I don't think that the differences between male and female achievement in the sciences, for example, I don't think that can be explained simply as a cause of biology. I think the reason for the difference, the main reason, comes down to motivation, comes down to the relative position of men and women in a society. I think that men are more motivated to achieve and develop skills and knowledge and to influence the world in any way they can. I think men are motivated to achieve more than women are. I think the position of women in the world means that, I suppose a simple, blunt way of putting it is that women don't need to achieve in order to be successful in the world. Men, on the other hand, do need to raise themselves above the field in order to be noticed by women and in order to succeed in procreating. So, to put it simply, men need to raise themselves above other men in order to be, or in the hope of being noticed by women. So men are motivated to achieve far more than women are. Women essentially don't need to do anything. They are valuable and important simply by being female and being able to produce children. Women are not motivated to achieve in the same way as men are. I think this is a more accurate assessment as to why men achieve so much more in science. What comes to mind, as in Newton, Albert Einstein. It is men who make great strides in science, philosophy. And I think motivation is the key element here that describes the difference between men and women. Men are motivated to achieve far more than women. And this is why there is such a difference. Women can relax more in life and they still have value, and men will still pursue women for relationships and then procreation. Men are in a different position and need to prove their worth, whereas women automatically have worth. I think this is a plausible explanation for why, possibly the principal reason, why men achieve so much more in science and engineering and literature and music. The list goes on of the achievements that men make, which far outdo the achievements of women. Composers and scientists and authors, engineers, architects, it really does seem to be the case that men achieve far more than women, producing great works in art and in science, in literature. The reason does seem to be motivation rather than biology. I think men want to achieve more and need to achieve more than women. And I was thinking something that men are essentially addicted to women. I think it is accurate to describe the relationship between men and women as one of addiction. Men can't help themselves in a sense. And there was something else, but it escapes me at the moment. But addiction is one thing that seems to be true as well. And so men are very much more motivated to achieve in the world. And I think this motivation is based on the need to procreate and in a sense perform for women to enable themselves to achieve the woman that he chooses. So I think it's interesting to see things this way. I do think motivation does seem to explain why there is such difference in male and female achievement, and it's in the sciences I'm looking at now, but it applies to many areas of life. The reason why scientists come to mind are all male is because they're motivated to achieve. Women aren't under the same pressure to move forward in life in the same way. Women can, in a sense, relax more. Men need to prove themselves more. Men want to show the world what they know.